Episode 5 of the Summer Hikaru Died, titled Wig Ghost, Katsura no Obake, aired on August 2nd, 2025 on Netflix and select Japanese networks like Abema. Adapted from Mokumokuren's manga, this episode intensifies the series' blend of psychological horror and emotional drama set in the oppressively quiet village of Kubitachi. The narrative follows Yoshiki Sujinaka as he grapples with the entity inhabiting his best friend Hikaru Indo's body, a supernatural being that replaced Hikaru after his death in the Kubitachi Mountains. The episode begins with Hikaru urging Yoshiki to touch the inside of his body, a recurring act meant to desensitize Yoshiki to the entity's otherworldly nature. Unlike previous attempts, Yoshiki shows less hesitation, though Hikaru's increasing interference, described as an escalation of his supernatural influence, draws dangerous impurities or kegger toward Yoshiki. This leads to the emergence of the Wig Ghost, a grotesque entity haunting Yoshiki's bathroom, prompting Hikaru to rush to his house to exorcise it. The confrontation is fraught with tension, as the Wig Ghost, a manifestation of kegger with a distorted wig-like appearance, proves more formidable than expected, hinting at deeper supernatural forces tied to the village. Key moments include a chilling sequence where Hikaru battles the Wig Ghost, his form flickering between human and monstrous, revealing the strain of maintaining his disguise. Flashbacks to Yoshiki and Hikaru's childhood, centered on mundane moments like sharing watermelon, underscore the tragedy of their fractured bond. Meanwhile, Tanaka, the hunter investigating Kubitachi's mysteries, closes in on Hikaru, setting up a tense confrontation after trapping him in a supernatural seal at the end of episode 4. The episode also introduces further ambiguity through Ri, a housewife who senses the village's abnormalities and warns Yoshiki of the dangers of his closeness to Hikaru. The atmosphere remains suffocating, with the constant hum of cicadas and dim, shadow-laden visuals amplifying the sense of dread. Kaoru, Yoshiki's sister, provides fleeting moments of normalcy, but her innocence only heightens the stakes of the encroaching horror. CygamesPictures delivers a visually compelling episode, with episode 5 excelling in its depiction of the Wig Ghost series design. Its writhing, hair-like tendrils and distorted features are rendered with unsettling detail, reminiscent of Masanobu Hiraoka's abstract Dorodoro style. The rural Kubitachi setting, with its sunlit fields and claustrophobic interiors, continues to juxtapose warmth with menace. The animation shines during Hikaru's battle, where fluid transitions between his human and monstrous forms create a visceral sense of instability. However, some daytime scenes, particularly in Yoshiki's house, suffer from static backgrounds and inconsistent shading, which can break immersion compared to the polished horror sequences. The use of real-life imagery for Hikaru's innards, inspired by raw marinated chicken, adds a bizarre yet effective touch, though it risks feeling gimmicky. Chiaki Kobayashi's Yoshiki remains the emotional anchor, his voice trembling with a mix of fear, grief, and reluctant acceptance during the bathroom confrontation. Umeda's Hikaru is equally impressive, balancing boyish charm with an uncanny edge, particularly in the exorcism scene where his tone shifts from confident to strained. Wakanakawaka's re-delivers a grounded yet cryptic performance, though her limited screen time leaves her character underdeveloped. Chikahiro Kobayashi's Tanaka exudes quiet menace, his measured delivery hinting at his growing suspicion. The Japanese cast outshines the English dub, which, while serviceable, struggles to capture the same emotional nuance, especially in quieter moments. Kaoru's minimal dialogue, voiced by Natsumi Kaweda, feels underutilized but effective in grounding the family dynamic. The episode's pacing is deliberate, leaning into the series' slow burn horror. The build-up to the Wig Ghost's appearance is methodical, using silence and subtle visual cues to heighten tension. However, the focus on Yoshiki's internal conflict, revisiting his guilt over accepting Hikaru, feels repetitive at times, echoing episode 3's themes without significant progression. The introduction of the Wig Ghost and Tanaka's investigation injects urgency, but the episode ends on a cliffhanger, leaving some plot threads, like Rai's warning, unresolved. Compared to Summertime Rendering, which balances mystery and action more briskly, the Summer Hikaru Died prioritizes atmosphere, which suits its psychological focus but may test viewers' patience. Episode 5 excels in its exploration of identity and grief, with the Wig Ghost serving as a metaphor for the masks people wear, as noted in the preview. The emotional weight of Yoshiki and Hikaru's relationship, tinged with queer undertones, is handled with nuance, particularly in a tender yet unsettling moment where Hikaru expresses his need for Yoshiki's acceptance. The sound design, cicadas, creaking floorboards, and sparse music creates an oppressive atmosphere, while the supernatural elements remain restrained, making the Wig Ghost's appearance genuinely chilling. The episode's ability to blend horror with heartfelt character moments solidifies its place as a standout in the series. The episode's reliance on repetitive emotional beats, such as Yoshiki's brooding, risks stalling the narrative, especially. With only 7 episodes left in the 12-episode season, Rai's role feels underdeveloped, her warning to Yoshiki lacking context, which may confuse anime-only viewers. The animation's occasional inconsistencies in non-horror scenes detract from the overall polish, a contrast to the seamless visuals of Jujutsu Kaisen, also directed by Ryohei Takashita. Additionally, the lack of clarity around terms like kega and the Yunuki may alienate viewers unfamiliar with the manga's lore. Episode 5 of the Summer Hikaru Died cements the series as a haunting exploration of grief, identity, and supernatural dread. The Wig Ghost confrontation, paired with Yoshiki and Hikaru's complex bond, delivers a mix of horror and heartbreak that lingers long after the credits roll. While pacing issues and minor animation flaws persist, the episode's atmospheric tension, stellar voice acting, and thematic depth make it a highlight of the 2025 anime season. As Tanaka's investigation tightens and the mystery of the Yunuki looms, I anticipate a darker unraveling of Kubitachi's secrets, with Yoshiki's choices shaping a tragic yet compelling narrative. This series remains a must-watch for fans of horror with soul, promising an emotional and eerie journey ahead.